There are literally over 2 million podcasts in the world. So does it need another one? Especially one on dogs? Well, we're about to find out. Welcome to Talking Dogs. My name is Mark Bostic. So why would you want to listen to this podcast? Here's why. I'm not a trainer. I don't have a video series or book for you to buy. I'm not an expert or professional, but I am an avid dog owner and lover. I've had dogs all my life, as far back as I can remember. My wife and I have full-time jobs and are trying to do our best with our current dog while working and fitting in everything else real people do every day. Now, our dog Jax is great, but in terms of training, some days are definitely better than others. But we'll get to that soon enough. As I said, the name of the podcast is Talking Dogs, and that's just what we're going to do. I'll tell you about Jax. We'll talk to other people about their dogs. Maybe one day we'll be able to talk to you about your dog. That'd be kind of neat. But I don't know about you, but dogs have been a constant in my life. They've been there through good times and through some really rough times. Death of loved ones, divorce, you name it. Chances are good you know exactly what I'm talking about. You may even be thinking about a time right now when a dog could help you and reach you when no one else could. Now look, I love all sorts of animals, but there's something about dogs that's just special. And through the years, with all the dogs I've had, I've followed all sorts of trends. Some that, when I look back, I really regret using. But moving forward, my wife and I have decided the best process for us to develop the kind of relationship we want with all of our animals, including Jax, is positive reinforcement training. But let's back up a bit and lay out the basics, shall we? Okay, as I mentioned, I'm married. My wife and I have 3 horses, 2 cats, and Jax. And Jax, well, he's the reason for this podcast. You see, Jax is our Border Collie English Collie mix. He's the 4th Border Collie I've had, so I felt very comfortable when we got him. I mean, I had trained 3 other Border Collies. I've got this down, right? Well, I was in for a surprise. You see, training Jax was and is different than any other dog I've had. First off, we got him as a puppy on November 23rd, 2019. And a few months later, the world as you know it shut down. And so many of the things that I used before when I was training dogs were not an option. I'm talking about things like socialization with people and other dogs, things that need to happen when a puppy is little. All of that went right out the window. Combine that with a new training method of working with dogs, and I had to start over. And I realized very quickly I was in over my head. And I began working on my degree from what I call the College of Jax. It's been a bumpy and humbling road to walk down, but I'm thankful for it, and I wouldn't trade Jax for anything. So part of this podcast will involve us sharing our journey and our struggles, frankly, as we work with Jax using positive reinforcement training methods. Now, let me be clear. The point is not to build us up, something that'll become very obvious as we share what's going on. No, our goal is to let you know that if you're struggling or if you're frustrated training your dog, trying to get them to do something that would make their life or yours better, you're not alone. And if that's where you are right now, it's easy to think that you're the only one struggling. But the truth is, we're all dealing with or have dealt with something with our dogs. But if you're still in there trying to make life easier for your dog and for you, well, hopefully this program can encourage you to keep going. Take that next step. We'll introduce you to some of the people that have helped us in our journey, and they might be able to help you, or maybe you'll hear principles that you could apply to your life and situations that you're working with. We'll also talk with other experts and hopefully ask them the questions that you would ask if you had the opportunity. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but we'll be talking with other owners about their dogs, and the stories that we've already heard are really, really good. And I'll also share some stories in the news that caught my eye. Now, I'm recording this from my home, so there may be times you hear Jax or one of the cats in the background. You may even see Jax wandering around periodically. But we want to have a lot of fun here because, let's face it, with everything going on right now, there are some times that we all just need something that makes us feel good. And I guarantee hearing other people share stories about their dogs will give you a break and maybe even make you smile. We also want to hear from you. You see, the goal for this is to be a dialogue as much as it can be. So if you'd like to talk about your dog, or maybe you'd like to suggest someone we should talk to, someone that's helped you on your journey, fill out the form on our website, talkindogs.com. Talkin Dogs, no G, talkindogs.com. and we'll see about getting him on the show. Well, that's what we've got going around here. Hope you'll come back in the future. And if this sounds good to you, go ahead and subscribe so you can catch our new episodes when they drop. That's pretty much all we've got right now. So hopefully we'll catch you next time for the first full episode of Talkin' Dogs.